tonight I wanted to show off some of the yarn for my new year-long crochet project. So, what I want to do is something called a mood blanket. Though I've also heard it called a mental health blanket. And I do think that that may be more along the lines of what I'm doing. But if you ever heard of something called a temperature blanket, that is when you crochet a row on a blanket. It could be knitting too, it could be any yarn craft, onto a blanket for every day of the year with a color that represents the temperature that that day was. And a mood blanket or a mental health blanket is similar in that you are crocheting or knitting a row for every day of the year. And for me, I'm going to be crocheting in colors that represent how I'm doing that day. And it goes from a range of great to good to neutral good to completely neutral to neutral bad to bad and then to awful. So it's just like my day has been really good, so I'm gonna do the good color. Or today has been awful, so I will now crochet a row in the awful color. But I am doing it slightly differently in that I'm going to be doing squares that represent each month, and I will be doing a row of each day for that square, and then at the end of the year I will be crocheting all of those squares together to make one big blanket, instead of having a blanket that has like over 365 rows. I'm going to be doing squares, kind of like a calendar, I guess. Since there's 12 months in the year, it's going to be like a 4x3 setup. So that's how I'm going to have it set up, and I wanted to show you some of the yarn that I'm going to be using for this project, because I think it's some really pretty colors. I would think it would be some really pretty colors because I was the one who chose them, but I really like how they look. So we can start with the color I chose to represent awful. And I think on camera it's coming up as just plain black, but this is like a really dark purpley burgundy color. It's definitely not black, though I think it would be easy to mistake it as that. And it's in the color burgundy. Some of these have fun color names and some of them are like the most boring ever. The type of yarn I'm using is yarn called Big Twist, and it's considered value yarn, which I did get it on sale, so it was a pretty good deal. But I was actually surprised at how nice the yarn was. It did feel pretty soft. The material isn't anything like amazing. It's acrylic yarn, so it's going to be on the cheaper side, but it's yarn that I wouldn't mind having a blanket out of, you know? So it was a pleasant surprise to to get this yarn and actually feel it. I should explain that I got this yarn online, because that is what's easiest for me right now. So I was not able to like feel the yarn in person before buying it, which can be risky sometimes, but it paid off here. So my next yarn color comes in the color Deep Red. To me, this is a bright red, but I won't argue with what they name their colors. And this is for the bad days. To me, I like the color red, but a bad day for me is usually a pretty emotional day, and red feels very emotional. I mean, it's a color associated with passion, so that's why I chose red. I did try and make all of these colors look nice together. I do feel like this yarn stands out the most out of the rest of them because of how like vibrant it is. A lot of the other colors are quite muted, but I still like the color. My next color is in the color Eggplant. I'm not sure if I would call this eggplant. I'm gonna be honest. It's like a very muted, almost like pastel purple. If I were going to call any color eggplant, it would be the first color, because that was like a very deep purple. So that seems very eggplanty to me, but again, I may disagree with the color names here, but it's not my brand, so it doesn't matter. But I like this a lot. I tried to choose colors for the worst days that I thought I would still be happy to crochet even if I was upset that day. So I tried to choose colors that I enjoyed, but I also felt like fit. So like these deeper, darker colors, I wanted to put with like the worst days. And then I have a lot of pinks for the better days, because despite my general appearance, I actually really like the color pink. Up next is probably my favorite color out of all of these. It's called Cosmetic Pink. And it's this like muted pastel pink. I love this color. I love it. I think it's so pretty, and I do spend a lot of days being like kind of neutral, where it's like I don't really know how I feel, but it's just kind of how I am right now. So I did try and choose a color that I was really going to enjoy for the neutral color. Did I say that this color, the eggplant color, that was for neutral bad? This is for neutral bad. Next color is my color for neutral good, and it is called Dark Coral. I don't disagree with this one necessarily, but I would say it's more of a salmon, but that's nitpicking. So my cat is venturing around my room right now, so if you hear something fall over, it's her fault. I really thought for a moment she was gonna knock over my ring light. It seemed like she was really trying. She was getting up in there for a sec. So this is my neutral good color, which I do feel like I spend a lot of neutral good days being neutral, but like in a positive sense, like I'm not unhappy. So I chose a color that I was going to use. I chose a color that I was going to like to use for that. The second to last color for the good day is this bright pink. And this one is called Watermelon. And you know I'm going to have to comment on the name. I don't think this is very watermelon. This is like a watermelon slushy, maybe. But a watermelon is, dare I say, red on the inside, not pink. So, once again, I have to disagree with the name. I do not think this is giving watermelon right now. But I do like the color. And I can kind of see where they're coming from there. A little bit. And I am filming this on like the 3rd of January, so I have not actually been able to do many rows yet. But this is one of the ones that I've actually been able to pull out so far, which is nice because I really thought that I was not going to be touching this one very much right now. You know, it's the season of seasonal depression, so I thought my January was going to be very purple, you know. But no, it's been pretty pink so far, which is nice. And now our last color for the great day is, would you believe it, another pink. Now, the color for this one, the name is Medium Rose. I don't know about you, but this is not a rose color to me. I'm sure there are roses this color, but this is not very rose to me. This is strawberry milkshake, you know. If I were to give it a name, I would call it strawberry milkshake. But no, this is medium rose. But once again, a very pretty color, and I wanted to choose a color that was going to be a little bit more on the vibrant side, but also very light, to represent a day that's like really good. That I like, this is a great day, but also I do kind of expect this to be a color that I use the least, because I have a decent amount of good days, but great days, something's gonna have to happen to make a day a great day. So my life is very boring, so we'll see. I feel like if at the end of this year I make a video doing a recap of this project, which I would love to do, and this is the least used yarn, I called it now, and I just want to note that. The last thing I want to show you is the crochet hook that I will be using. Not that it's that important, but you know, why not? I'm going to be using this one. The measurement of what size it is actually not on here, at least not in a way that I can properly read. This was given to me as a hand-me-down crochet hook, so I don't know, but it's a good size for the yarn, so I'm just using it. It's also one of my favorite crochet hooks, so you know, I really like using this one. And for anyone who knows anything about crochet, I'm going to be doing double crochet for each line, so that it forms more into a square shape instead of a long rectangle, so it can make a decently sized blanket. That's all I have to show you for my 2023 mood blanket, or mental health blanket, whatever you want to call it. It's a year-long project, so cross fingers I keep up with it. I really want to. I think it'll be really cool to do, and hopefully in a year I can check it back in with you guys and show you all of my progress. But yeah, thank thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful night.